how faith impacts our prayer life and to bring accuracy is to understand that faith is a journey, and God tests our faith based on instructions. And sometimes He will instruct you to do small things and you don't do it. So guess what? You don't build your faith. If we look at the story of Daniel, when Daniel, is it Daniel or David? Sorry, David. Yes, David and Goliath. He tests and he's built his faith with the lion and the bear. So God allows you to go through certain things, circumstances for you to build your faith. And sometimes us as believers, we don't learn the lesson of faith. We haven't graduated over that hurdle. We think it's punishment, or we haven't matured enough to build our faith. And also, we haven't tapped into obedience and obeying God. It's very important that you obey God in the small things. You know, being faithful in your tithes, being faithful with going to church, being faithful in prayer, being faithful in the small things. Sometimes we try to conquer Goliath or so many things when our faith level is very low. It's like a fuel tank. If you don't have enough fuel for that journey, for that, probably you're praying for a big situation and you don't have the faith for that. When God was building you, bringing you on a journey of faith, to build your faith, to build your prayer life by exercising and by committing. And it starts small, and maintaining those instructions, because if you don't follow or obey God's instruction, guess what? He won't instruct you anymore. And that's, some of us may have reached that level where God used to tell you to do things. Now you don't hear the voice clearly. It's because it really doesn't make any sense if someone is talking to you or instructing you to do something. Let's communicate. If I'm in a relationship with someone and I'm saying, do this, and this person is not listening to me, will I continue to instruct this person? No. Until that person acknowledge the need for help. It's all about humility. To acknowledge that we need God. We have to acknowledge that we need God. And we are so invested in this faith journey and invested in our prayer life to increase our accuracy. So faith plays a very critical and important part, not just of our prayer life, but it is the whole fundamentals of our Christian journey. Faith, it is the currency, the fueling mechanism that keeps us going as Christians. So we have to ensure that we build our faith by gradually acting on the word of God, by gradually listening to what God says. So if God instructs you to do this, to call this person, to go on fasting, go on 3 days fasting, to study Esther, to study this book, we follow the instruction. We show interest. Very important that we invest in our prayer life, because the devil attacks our prayer life. He doesn't want us to have focus. He doesn't want us to come out victorious. And let me be frank with you, the devil doesn't mind when you pray. A lot of believers pray, but guess what? The difference is, what does your prayer do? What is your prayer life doing? Is it generating any result? That's when now the devil is attracted to you. He's attracted to persons that take prayer seriously. And it's not just about routine. It's about enforcing victory, and it's about doing the great and mighty works that we're delegated to do. So, praying amiss, we have talked about faith.